Hi John, I'm going to give you an overview of what we've done in the last month. Here we are in the interior of the battle tower. This is a new mock-up which has been realized. It's actually the insides of the throne room where the player will often go. We just saw the trophy room where the Dragon Lord receives his guests and where his allies are. Here we are in his map room. There will be props inside here where you have maps and where some of the protagonists and antagonists of the game will be. And this is his sleeping quarters where he also has his dragon chest, and that dragon chest serves to stash all of his loot. And now we're on the balcony and we're basically looking outside, and so there will be imposters in the backside. We've been doing a lot of work on the Flying Fortress in terms of tweaking the gameplay and getting things right. We made some changes to the design. Most notably, we're stepping back from the idea of the crystals and changing it for a system in which we will allow the player to just destroy the buildings with his dragon. The other thing we added is a set of extra props which are mocked up here to provide cover for the player when he is on the ground, so that when everything is shooting at him, he stands a chance. We're currently playing it in God mode because otherwise you would be dead. In the distance there you see that laser tower, the particle effects, obviously mocked up particle effects. However, the actual part, the laser tower, is in example artwork. I hope you can see it on the video, otherwise you'll just see it in the game. And that's already at a high level of detail. This is also new, so the dragon has been shooting at it, destroyed the building. And you clearly see that the building destructs itself, but this time you can actually shoot the debris. So when you hit it with fireballs, you see the debris react to physical forces, which is quite cool. Here you see that there's a lot of particle effects going on, so I've been tweaking, trying out how it works in terms of gameplay, and when you play this zone yourself, you see it's already starting to be a lot of fun. Still a lot of work to be done on it, but in the end it's going to be very cool. This is another piece of example artwork. This is a flying creature spawn point, but we only have one destructible model, so when it destroys, it jumps back to that laser tower. Well, I think you can see where this entire thing is going to be heading. It's going to be filled with smoke particles and a lot of enemies flying around. And so we're doing all the tests we need to do on that, get the gameplay right. Yeah, it's going to be very, very, very nice. I see that they took a lot of footage of it. I don't even know what to say anymore. I'll just let you watch in preparation for the next piece. So this is work which has been done by one artist and our lead designer, who has taken the reins in his hand to get the Flying Fortress right. So this is actually the example artwork in close-up, which you saw in there, seeing that it's already at high quality level. Here we're seeing some sketches and high poly models which have been made of characters, again for all of the armor, player armor equipment, which is part of this milestone, so they're just going very fast here. Here we see example artwork from the Dragon Zone. This is the Divine and the Champion Fortress. Here we see sketches for catacombs styles, which have already been made also. And you'll see in this milestone actually produced. This is sketch artwork for Alaroth, which is going to be very in this interesting city, as you can see from these sketches and concept art. This is Alaroth itself. Inside of Alaroth, this is the Dragon's Lord's bed, and this is his throne. And this is for the outsourcers, of course. This is from the Dragon Zone, the Goblin Camp, which is hanging in there, and the Gorgon Spire, which you'll see there. Now we have one of the gameplay programmers showing off his work. This is the guy who's been working on the battle tower, which you just saw there is him clicking on his Dragonstone. This teleported him to his battle tower, which is what we saw here. Here's talking to Sasson the Necromancer, and now he's using his console to give some commands. Basically, he's giving himself limbs, which he found in the world, and which he collected with his hacksaw. And those limbs, by negotiating with Sasson, can be changed into a creature, or the creature in this case. So by selecting which limbs to sew onto the creature gains different powers. So that's what happens here. That interface has been done. So it's all in mockup, so you're starting to get used from us by now. But functionality is there. So he's basically cycling through the limbs. The interface immediately picks up what's in your inventory as limbs, And what you will see now is that he summons the creature again, and he selected that red thing as armor and the yellow thing. So you see that the model manager worked the creature as composed based on what was selected in the interface. Of course, the creature is not there yet, so we just selected one of those mock-up player characters. This is a mock-up camera move, which when clicking on the dragon stone or on those icons at the sides brings you to the different platform, like we explained, I think. And here we are at the enchanter and the workshop. So there are 3 structures here, one for weapons, one for armor, and one for jewelry. And by giving yourself formulas and having the right reagents, which is what he's doing over here, giving them to himself, you can actually enchant your equipment, and that's what he's going to apply here, I think. Let's see what he's doing now. We jump to another thing. This is where we are. At the end of the milestone, we'll have the entire battle tower functionality in there. There's been new character states added. These are not the final animations. So we had kicking against low creatures, jumping against high creatures, so that there's difference in attacks depending on the size of the creature. The animations are turning out to be very cool, but they're not in there. A little bit more patient. By the end of this milestone, we'll have cool animation stuff in there. I don't know. Ah, yeah, there we saw a guy who was shooting at you with a bow. He came closer to him, so he put his bow away and he took his sword. Here we see a jump attack. When you are jumping in the air and push forward, you do a jump attack. So these animations have been quickly made to allow the gameplay program to implement them. Like the rolls, exactly the same thing, but these are all additional character states which have been coded. Here we are going to see a multiplayer test. Unfortunately, we wanted to do picture-in-picture, but it didn't work out because we captured one at 25 frames a second and another at 30 frames per second. So you'll have to see it when you're over here. But basically, first thing which is new, which you didn't see yet yourself yet, is platform. So the platform system is working now in the game. They are already synchronized over multiplayer, which is what he's showing here. And from time to time, we'll see another character following this character. That's actually another player playing with him. So what you should have seen now here is that on one screen you see the other character jump on the platform. They are synchronized. And here we are going to show that the physics of the items are also perfectly synchronized. So we have synchronization actually at this point of items, of character movement, orientation, and certain character states, not all of them. Object physics in the world, so that's what they show here. Changing to dragon, flying to dragon, projectiles are also synchronized. So most of the major systems are getting synchronized, and the goal of this milestone is to actually have all of the core gameplay features synchronized with each other. And as you can see, we're well on our way in reaching that goal. There's a little bit of bug here with the transformation into dragon apparently. So here it goes in the air, and I guess he's going to shoot at those barrels to show that it's synchronized on the other computer, which is actually a very complex thing to pull off, but it's managing well. So for now, you have to take my word for it that it's synchronized on the other machine, and it's sad that we couldn't do the picture-in-picture, but next time we'll not make the same mistake, but we wanted to finish it today. So there in the distance you see stuff happening. That's clearly the other player. Well, I'm looking at it on a very small monitor here with a very small window, and all the rest is sound recording, so I don't really see a lot of what's on screen. That other dragon is the other player, and I don't know what they're doing. I guess they're just showing synchronization of something, but don't ask me what. I think that's it. Okay, so thanks for watching. This gives you a glimpse of it. I mean, we didn't integrate all of the systems yet. There's more to see, but at least this gives you an overview that there is some progress being done over here. And for sure, when you're going to get the builds at the end of the milestone, there will be a lot more to see. Okay, thanks for your attention. Take care, John. Bye.
Dankjewel.